Hi, everybody, and welcome back for week number 4, Principles of Weight Training. This is Dr. Hardy's coming to you for your brief overview this week. All right, this week we're talking about Chapter 4 in the Hessen text. This is all about warm-up, flexibility, and stretching. So I also teach sports medicine classes. I think this is one of the most important chapters that we cover in here because this is all about keeping your body healthy as you are going into weight training, and that means the stuff that happens outside of when you are weight training. So make sure you read through Chapter 4 in the Hessen textbook. Great information here about warm-up, flexibility, and stretching, but I want to add a little more context for you. So when we are talking about stretching, there are a few different types of stretching. I'll let you get into a lot of the details with that as you read through the text, but a couple of types of stretching that I want to point out to you because it really speaks to what you're going to be doing in your discussion this week, is when you are getting ready to start a workout, one of the first things you have to do is get your body ready to go. And so that means getting through a range of motion in a safe manner, in a controlled manner, doing a warm-up, getting your body ready to go. Now, part of that warm-up is what we like to call dynamic stretching. And that means you're going to be moving through that full range of motion, as I said before, getting those muscles out to the end of that range of motion and making sure you can go through those full mobility things, but doing it at a slowed pace so you're not going to injure yourself. Now, one thing you're not going to want to do for the most part when you are doing that slow, controlled warm-up session with dynamic stretching is you're not going to want to do what's called static stretching. Now, static stretching that's when you're going to be doing a stretch where you go out to the end point of your range of motion, right where you feel that stretch happening in your muscle, and you're going to hold it there 15, 20, 30 seconds tops, holding it into that range of motion. Now, the idea with static stretching is causing what's called plastic changes to your muscle. So you have these muscle fibers that are kind of intertwined here, like I'm just demonstrating with my fingers. And those muscle fibers get tighter and tighter as you're flexing those muscles. And the idea behind static stretching is you're actually pulling those out here so that when they finally relax, they only come back a little bit. Instead of being super tight here, they're going to stay a little bit looser. They're going to help lengthen the muscle, and they're going to help prevent injuries in future times when you're working out. It is a wonderful thing to do as part of your cool down, as part of your finalizing your workout, is that static stretching where you shoot to make those plastic changes and lengthen the muscle so you don't get hurt the next time. But you don't want to do those as part of your warm-up. So part of the deal with static stretching, when we're talking about those plastic changes, we're talking about taking this nice flexed muscle and we're getting it out to where you start to feel that stretch. What you're actually doing is you're doing these like micro tears within the muscle fiber itself that's going to help extend the length of the muscle, which reduces your opportunity for injury in the future, but it also breaks down the muscle so that you are no longer going to be able to flex at as high of a level. You're not going to have as much power in that muscle directly after that stretching. So that's why we don't want to do that as part of your dynamic warm-up, as part of getting ready for activity, because if we're focusing on, say, your hamstring muscles, and you do static stretching of those hamstring muscles, and then you're like, all right, let's do some Romanian deadlifts, let's do something that's going to be hamstring heavy, you're not going to have as much strength to do that exercise if you've already done static stretching and intentionally damage those muscle fibers. So we move through the full range of motion, we get that nice and warm, we get it flowing back and forth, then we do the exercise, we get done, and then we do the static stretching, get those plastic changes to occur, lengthen the muscle, prevent injury in the future, and honestly make you a heck of a lot less sore even when you've worked very hard on those muscles. All right, those are the big things I wanted to hit on this. There is more in that Hessen chapter talking about things like proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, one of my favorite things that we do between sports medicine that bleeds over into this weight training side of things too. fantastic stuff. I'm looking forward to learning about what you guys pick up from that too, because that is great stuff. All right, that's everything I have for you this week. Let's just look at these assignments here. So we're going to have our quiz over that material and then the discussion I've already talked to you about. So that's everything this week. So make sure you get through those things. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Otherwise, I'll simply wish you good luck this week, and we'll see you again next time. All right, bye everyone.